I'm Taremwa John Bosco, a young poultry passionate farmer who started the project in small number. I started with almost 100 birds, but currently I am over 1,000 birds. So I'm telling this to my fellow youth, you can really start small and at the end of it all, you grow big. Don't always think of starting big and at the end of it all, you fail to maintain what you have started. So it is good you start small and you grow big.
Today, we visit Mr. Taremwa John Bosco, a young passionate poultry farmer who ventured into poultry farming a few years ago, but is now elevating himself as a youth. Join us as we delve into his success story, the ups and downs, how he have managed to achieve this in a short time. Mr. John Bosco, welcome to the show.
Wow, thank you so much. As you are saying, my name is Taremwa John Bosco, and you have come to visit my farm. The way you are seeing me, here I am. You're welcome at Taremwa Mixed Farm.
Okay, thank you so much. So welcome at Taremwa Mixed Farm, a farm that started a few years ago, but is now elevating step by step, day by day, making profits as he will be sharing with us. So Mr. John Bosco,
Yes.
What inspired you to venture into poultry?
Thank you so much. Venturing into poultry project, I currently visited different farms from different people, and such farms inspired me to venture into the poultry project. I even made some friends after visiting those farms. Those friends inspired me to start the project. Here I am with you.
So how did you start? You started with how many birds, with how much capital? You know, most people are being discouraged by not having enough capital. So share with us how you started.
Thank you so much. Starting the poultry project, it is a long journey to understand. But briefly, as we youth, what we need to do is first having passionate for the project. Not only the project, but venturing into any other different project or business that you feel you want. I personally, starting this project was a long journey because I had the idea before after visiting different farms, but for me, I felt like I need to come up and start up a project. I had several friends who had started the project. I visited them. They gave me the idea. I made research into different areas and started the project. It is a hard journey to understand. I'm telling this to my fellow youth. If you want to start a poultry project like me, where I am, most people tend to look at money, 50K. Someone gets into the bar, it's the money.
He spends it all
within
a short time.
Within a short period of time. And he forgets that this is the money that you are supposed to use to start up something. Me, I was buying some drinkers. I could have 50K. I buy 2 drinkers at 20,000 per drinker. Then at the end of it all, in a long run, you find that I have 10 drinkers at home before even bringing up the birds to start them. So that is how I started the project, collecting up materials slowly by slowly as you are seeing them.
Then setting up the structure, because you see you have beautiful structures here. How did you encounter that challenge of setting up structures?
Thank you so much. Setting up the structures, the farm has lasted for some time because I have developed the idea. It is almost 5 years now in the project. So setting up the project, after venturing into the project, so you start on seeing that there are some of the things that are needed. So you keep on investing the little amount of money you have in it, like the way you see that structure. Starting it was not easy because I did not complete it at once. I started it, built the first floor, made some stop. Then at the end of it all, after like other 2 months, I also built another step, the way you are seeing the structure.
So as a beginner, we know there are always challenges that you encounter as a beginner. Kindly take us through the challenges that you faced as a beginner in poultry business and the challenges that you are facing right now as an established farmer.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Challenges are very many.
Okay.
Challenges are very many, but most of the challenges that we face, me as a farmer, I ventured into the business. I understand what poultry means or what birds require to be raised. But you find that today I have a worker, I have brought a worker who has less idea about the business.
Okay.
So teaching the worker practices to do at the farm, it is very hectic and requires a lot of understanding. Secondly, these birds you see, if you don't understand their character, with just an immediate, if you fail to respond in the case of any incidents that has happened, you find out that you are losing. So you have to have immediate action on anything you see at the farm. Another challenge that we face, these birds eat eggs. You find out that if you don't collect eggs in time, full-time being inside the poultry house, birds tend to eat the eggs, and you find that you are losing. Yet my aim of giving birds food and raising them is to have
The eggs.
eggs.
Okay, I get you. So we know you're keeping layer birds.
Yes.
How do you ensure efficiency of egg production at the farm?
Ensuring efficiency of egg production, what I do first is having biosecurity at the farm. Biosecurity, this is where you find that not all people get into the farm. Before coming, you must have a foot bath like you have seen before.
Okay.
Someone coming into your farm, because I also have friends.
Oh, yeah.
They tend to come to visit the farm, or they tell you researchers come, students from different universities.
Okay.
What I do, a foot bath is already provided. When you come, I ensure that I don't have any other birds that could encroach into my farm.
Okay.
I make sure that everything is systematic, such that I control diseases from one place to my farm, and I'm able to ensure efficiency of higher egg production at my farm.
Okay. We know that one of the challenges that farmers always face is the challenge of feeds. How do you formulate your own feeds, and how do you overcome challenges of like lack of feeds at the farm?
A challenge of feeds, it is actually a great challenge that can stop a youth or any other individual from starting up the project.
Okay.
But me, when I was starting a project before, what I did, I went somewhere in the village, Isinjiro, and hired a small piece of land, because you find out that land is it is hired at a low cost. And what I did, I hired a small piece of land, used my energy to dig the land, and planted some maize.
Okay.
And after a long period of time, when the maize matured, and I decided to bring the feeds, the maize, and put stocked in my store, then I could take to the milling machine to make broken and chacho like that.
Okay.
So it pushed me somewhere, somehow.
Okay. So we see you're doing poultry in an urban area, and we know poultry has droppings, rubbish, and what. How do you ensure waste production, like waste management at the farm?
Thank you so much. For me, as you are seeing, me, I'm a person who understands urban growing. Most of the droppings that I get, I also use them to have pots, such that I can have greens and vegetables within the farm, such that my workers are also able to eat on them. So I get the droppings, make the pots, put there some eggplants, such that I can produce for the workers and I myself. Then at the same time, you can't be having droppings or manure and you find it that you are either selling it or giving it to any other person. You have to reason out and know that it is crucial to you, and you also use. I take this dropping to the plantations that you have seen behind you, banana plantation.
Yes.
The one that I get food for my workers and myself.
Okay. We are doing it in an urban area. How do you ensure safety of the birds, security at the farm?
Yes, thank you so much. What I have to do as the owner of the farm, I ensure that I'm around. most of the times.
Okay.
Supervision is a crucial factor at the farm.
Yeah.
Because if you don't supervise, you don't look on how birds behave,
Okay.
you don't do what is supposed to be done, you end up finding out that you are losing just a mere lose of 3 eggs per day.
Yes.
In a long run of 1 year, you are losing something bad.
Okay.
Remember, birds tend to eat some eggs. So if you are not around, other workers may also misbehave and you fail to understand. Then concerning with the issue of safety around, then another thing at the farm, I have workers that are men.
Yeah.
I have almost 5.
Okay.
So when we say that in the case of any incidents that may happen at the farm, they are also able to respond in time.
Okay. So another question I would like to ask you, Mr. John Bosco, is we see you have layer birds, and of course they give you eggs. As I've seen in the store, you have very many eggs. How do you get market for the produce? How do you get market?
Oh, thank you so much. On issues concerning how I get market, first of all, here around, I'm known.
Yeah.
If you want eggs, you can come at Taremwa Mixed Farm.
Okay.
So as I'm also moving alongside the way where you go, I tend to approach people, tell them, you people, I sell eggs. I'm a person. I move with a sample of like 4 eggs in my bag. When someone asks you, what shows that you sell eggs, I'm able to tell. And the community members also, they tend to come because they have known the project and they come such that they are buying my eggs for themselves at my farm. I also tend to supply eggs. I put them on my vehicle. I transport them from here to Koranoria, Kizungu, Kisenyi, Kakoba, all those areas, such that I'm able to acquire market.
Okay. What price strategies do you use and how do you stay on the market?
Wow, thank you so much. On the price strategies and how do I understand the price strategy to use in the market? One, as a business person, you have to make research. Eggs are things that remain constant in price. An egg is for 500. So as for us who sell eggs in trays, you find out that you have to make research and understand how other farmers in business are selling their eggs. Because you can't simply sell a tray of eggs at a higher cost than the farmers before. So I make sure that I make research and understand how my fellow farmers sell their eggs, such that I am able to also understand the strategy of the price that I can use. And at the same time, eggs are items that keep on changing in price. Today you find a tray is at 9,000. Tomorrow you find it is at 10,000, 11,000. So it is upon me, the farmer, to keep on making research on the prices of the commodities on the market, such that I don't make mistakes and make losses. Thank you.
So what advice do you give to fellow youth or young farmers out there? What advice do you give them?
Ladies and gentlemen, the advice I only give to the youth that are outside is one, understanding time. Time is a very crucial resource. Secondly, is persistence. Thirdly, what they have to do is being patient. When I talk of a time when you develop an idea in your mind, you have to make sure that you give it time. How long will it take for my idea to be achieved? So you find out that in the next year, to me, I'm planning to be having layer birds that are 300. I mean 3,000, not 300. So that means that I'm setting the time frame that I need to work through, to work within the range. If it is to reduce the costs, I reduce the expenses that I have all around, and I make sure that I fit in within that time. Then secondly, when I talk about the persistence, you tend to venture into different businesses. He gets into this business, he fails to understand. He leaves it with the immediate effect. Things require persistence and being patient. You venture into the business, it doesn't work up clearly, but you make sure that at least you have made a simple step. One step leads you to another step. So if you be the patient today, it means that tomorrow things may change and you find out it is working. Another thing is being goal oriented. Focus on your goal. Let you not venture into poultry. At the same time, you want to also venture into electronics. At the same time, you want to venture into different things. You find out that you are spending money that is not becoming collective to appear as one, such that something can be seen on table. That is the advice that I can give to youth, such that they should persist and start earlier. Things are able to work out. The earlier, the better.
Okay. So as a young farmer who is passionate about farming, would you urge other youths to venture into poultry business, to be particular?
Yes, me, I advise youth to venture into poultry. Not poultry alone, but in agriculture. Remember, agriculture is the backbone of Uganda. And we as youth, if you have a small piece of land, one, you can also venture into vegetables. You use a smaller piece of land, you venture into vegetables. You can actually make stands, and you find that at the lower point you are having fruits, you are having like eggplants. At the next step, you're having something like something else like dodo, and at the end of it all, in a small piece of land, you are producing. Don't intend to think that you have to start big, my fellow youth. We start small, and at the end of it all, you find up growing. I feel like I need to be those farmers you see, such that they have chunks of land and farms. I also want, but I'm trying to find out how can I come up with an idea such that I meet those goals of mine. Secondly, making research to those people that have those farms, such that they can impart you with knowledge.
Okay.
You are able to understand that this person is in poultry project. How can I reach him? Befriend him. Acquire knowledge, because you can't do anything without knowledge. Acquire knowledge, and life shall change if you persist.
So, as an experienced farmer, how do you know that your layer bird is ready to lay eggs?
Wow. Thank you so much. You give me just one bird and I explain to you how these birds are. The way you see these birds, if you are able to understand that a bird is ready to lay eggs, currently you are seeing this bird as it is glowing and developing. This bird contains two bones here at its back, at its anus. And if you are ready to understand that this bird is ready to lay eggs, you simply me as an experienced farmer, I place my two fingers here like this.
Okay.
You see how they are fitting.
Okay.
And if they don't fit, if you find that one finger is fitting like this, it means that the bird is not yet ready to lay the egg. But if I fix my two fingers here, or three, and they are able to fit on its place of the back of the anus, it means that the bird is ready to lay the eggs the way you are seeing it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So, in case anyone out there needs your services, how can they reach out to you?
Wow, thank you so much. My name is Taremwa John Bosco at Taremwa Mixed Farm. In case someone would wish to get me, I am located in Mbarara. Most of the Airtel and my MTN number that I use on my Airtel is 07 54 80 95 02. That is my Airtel. Then using my MTN is 07 66 24 60 06. Those are my numbers that someone can use to get me in case you want to call me using my WhatsApp number, Instagram and Twitter. we can link up together and we share different ideas, acquire different knowledge, because I also need your ideas and knowledge to make up this country very beautiful.
I've shared enough and you have given us enough knowledge. Hope if you're out there, you are able to learn a thing or two. So I would like you to tell the people who are watching your last words. What is your advice to the people who are watching in general, be it youth, be it old people? What are your last words to the people who are watching?
Thank you so much. The last word I can give to the youth or to all people in general is about persistence. In everything we do, we must persist, because life is not easy. We must persist and make sure that we achieve what we want to do. The second word is time frame. Make sure that all people, youth, work alongside time, because time is a very important, great resource. You fail to work up in time, you find that you are losing. Even if you have a flight, they tell you that your flight is at 4, and you come at almost 5, then you are losing. That means that in everything we do, we must make sure that we work alongside the time frame. Then the last thing I can talk about, persistence. You have to persist. You people, life is something that we keep on building. It is a long journey to move. Today you are at this step. You may even fail the step that you have put, but at the same time you again persist. Take an example. It is of recent, 2 weeks back, I lost 300 birds. But among the number that I wanted to brood, I had 600 that was in the brooder. Then I lost 300. I felt not happy. But my target was producing a number of eggs within January. And some of the birds died. But what I did, I had to go and book some other birds that can fill the exact number that I want. You see, I'm also persisting. I'm getting the loss, but I have nothing to do. To be known or to produce, because the number of eggs I have been producing, I also wanted to increase, such that by January, I'm also increasing on the number of production. And the customers have also increased. So I had to follow that trend. Things are not easy, but I'm still persisting, such that I can achieve.
Okay, so thank you so much for sharing with us, and we are glad that you invited us on your farm and you have shared with the people. If you're watching and you're new to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, so that you'll be informed on every time I upload a new video. Here is Mr. Taremwa John Bosco, a passionate young poultry farmer who started a few years ago with a less number of birds, but as you can see on the farm is growing and flourishing. Hope you have enjoyed the show. See you in the next one.